right, everyone. Happy Monday. I am Stefani Dunn, top earner of the company. I've been with It Works. You guys, I think in a couple of days, I got to look at my date, but 14-year anniversary coming up. So been through quite a lot with the company, and I am excited because, when I got started, I really wanted the product and maybe to make, like, if I could make $1,000, even $100, like that's what I wanted. And quickly I saw that it was possible. So going from standing in food lines, bankruptcy, like life was hard, to making a decision to use the product and then share about it, and seeing that we had the opportunity to make some money. So is anyone interested in learning how to make anywhere from 500 to 2,000 plus a month? I think that this Zoom is especially for you and for so much more. So I am excited because this story can be for a brand new distributor that's just getting started, to maybe you've been in 5 years, 10 years, maybe you're just ready. And it's like, where do you even start? And this story, especially, like, I don't want to give it all away, but I'm going to let her tell you a little bit more about her story and why it works. And then you guys, how she went and made a decision over the last, well, it's been a little bit, but like 6 weeks to double diamond. And so that's a pretty big jump for anyone that's ready just to do that. So I can't wait. Are you guys ready? Drop a 1 if you're ready to hear from Chelsea, new double diamond, Jamaica trip earner. She's going to share all the things. And then I want you guys to take notes, because there's going to be some notes you're going to want to take, but then also watch the chat. So if you have to, screenshot whatever you need to do to make sure that you save the chat, so that we're going to drop it in the chat of some scripts and stuff that are working. So I want to make sure you guys have that. So, all right, Chelsea, you should be able to unmute, but I am super excited. She's a mama, she's a wife, she's a friend, partner, and I've gotten to know her a little bit even more so over the last few weeks. But like I said, I don't want to share your story. I want you to share it, because it's so powerful, and I think it's just going to connect to everybody. So are you ready, Chelsea?
I'm ready.
All right.
Hi, Steph. Thanks for having me. My name is Chelsea. I actually have kind of an interesting story, to say the least. But I was kind of, when Stephanie asked me to do this Zoom, I was kind of just like thinking about it. And I was just praying, I hope my story really reaches out to anyone. Like Steph was saying, whether you first joined or, you've been in the business for a long time. Either way, I think my story will relate to someone. So this is actually my third go around in the business. And I don't even know if Steph knows that fully. But back in 2016, I saw a girl on Instagram posting black and green bling 2016, a long time ago. I was in my 20s. I was a lot younger. And I just couldn't afford the product. So I tried to sell it with her, so I didn't have to pay for product. So I was kind of more of that net wisher, not a net worker back then. Again, I was young. I didn't really have a good why whatsoever. I just kind of thought, hey, if I could make enough money to afford this auto ship, that's fine with me. So that being said, I kind of dabbled. I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I was never 2 feet in or anything like that. And then 2009, so I ended up turning off my account, didn't hit any big ranks, saw a couple $100 every month. Again, net wishing, not networking. I wasn't super consistent or anything like that. So 2019, fast forward, I get pregnant with my son, and my husband and I both went to college, got degrees, and we kind of did all the right things to live, like, quote unquote, the American dream, but there was still always more month than money. And I was pregnant with my son. Turn up my volume or no? Am I okay?
I can hear you, Chelsea. I had to turn my volume up on my computer. So if people are having a hard time, just turn up your volume.
So 2018, I was pregnant with my son, and we had my son, and It Works was not in the cards for me. I tried that. I was a net wisher, didn't want to ever do anything like that again. So long story short, the pandemic happens when my son's just a few months old, and my husband comes home from work. He was furloughed for 2 days a month, and we were already kind of, again, more month than money. So he looked at me. I'm home postpartum with a 2-month-old, and he's going, "Hey, I have to go do Instacart at night." And I'm thinking, "Hey, you can't leave me here with this baby. Like, there's no way. I need help. What are we gonna do? And how are we gonna afford this roof over our head?" Long story short, he falls asleep. I spend the last $149 I had to re-sign up for It Works Global for the second time around. So this was 2019. In 90 days, I hit double diamond. I'd never seen a diamond or double chart in my life, and I ran the business for 2 years. So fast forward, I hit double diamond. I talked on stage. I earned accolades. I earned bonuses. I created this local team of these lovely girls that we all met on, like, via Facebook. And I know people, pray for that local team. Well, I happened to find it, like, and I found it like within after a year of joining. So December rolls around of this past year of 2022, and the saying my mom used to always tell me, if you see so and so jump off a bridge, would you jump off a bridge? Well, there was like this mass exodus, and I saw a lot of top leaders. One of them happening to be mine, like, leave to another company, and I didn't listen to my mom. I jumped. I jumped off the bridge. I left. Last year, I was a six-figure income earner. A W-2 came in January after I left. My husband asked me nicely, like, before he went to work, "Please don't make any rash decisions. Like, let's talk this over." He came home from work. I made a rash decision and I left. I didn't really have a good reason, just kind of everyone else was doing it. So I thought maybe there was something that I was missing out on. I guess the FOMO hit. I didn't do my research, whatever it was. I left to another company. Two of the girls that are actually local did not want to leave at all, but they left with me just out of us being close and friends and respect. So March rolled around, and I remember it was December, January, February, March. I hadn't made any money whatsoever. I was spending more money on an auto ship than I was making a commission, and we got a letter in the mail that my son got accepted to a private school. And when we applied, we didn't think he was going to even get in. So that day I got the packet in the mail. My husband looked at me like, "Now what are we going to do?" And I said, "Well, I'm going back. Like, I'm going back to It Works." And he's like, "I've been waiting for you to put your pride aside and make that decision." And I happened to get on Instagram that day. Stephanie was active. I went directly to her. It happened within minutes, like, "Hey, I'd like to come back." It was, such a gut punch. And Stephanie thought I was still with the company. She's like, "Oh, come to any of our Zooms. Like, you and your girls are welcome." And I said, "No, like, I left." I actually left. And she was like, "Oh, okay." She's like, "I didn't see that. I didn't read that right." So I came back, and I actually had to wait a couple of weeks. There was some things involved, and it was this huge ordeal. So I came back. It was put pride aside. What are you going to do again? I joined for my son. So are you doing this for your family? Why are you doing this? And I needed to make income. I was like a little depressed. We were in a place of scarcity. We were tapping into savings and all the reasons why people join this industry. I was kind of on the other end of trying to fight through that so that I didn't have to, I didn't have to not be able to pay for my son's school. And fortunately, my girls that were with me before were like, "Finally, like, we're happier, like, we're happy you made this decision. Like, can we all come back?" And so I talked to Steph for a lot on the phone. She helped me through a lot of it. And one of my best friends that does this business with me, we met via Facebook. I've known her for a long time, said, "Hey, you'll probably go double in 60 days. I said, "I don't think so." I was like, "I'll shoot for 90 again," because I've done that before. But regardless, whatever I do, a positive amount of cash flow in is better than nothing at all. I'll take anything I can get. So I have been very humbled by this experience. I have, I was able to hit double. I didn't even know I earned Jamaica because I wasn't really focused on that. So that's nice too. So there's where my husband loves this business too. I get to bring, hopefully I'll earn him as +1. He gets to come, and I'm just back, and it feels like home. And when people tell you there's no other community like this, there's truly not. And I didn't want to even say, like, this is my third time back in, but I was praying about it before I got on this Zoom. And I was like, you know what? I hope this really speaks to someone on here that thinks maybe you've counted yourself out or think you can't do this. Whatever the enemy is telling you is not true.
Yeah, that's so good, you guys. Like, I think about even people that have that maybe you've enrolled from years ago. And why not reach out and just let them know so many things are different and going in the right direction. And I love this because I was talking to Chelsea on the phone today and she's like, it's like June boom. Like the thing that what I know about her that I've seen is she's focused on team and what she can do to help them. And so I think that if you do have someone that you've enrolled or you're ready to enroll, run together and do the exact same thing. I've seen it. It's working. Like, are people mass enrolling? Yes. And that can be you. And I know that for Chelsea, you guys give her some love in the chat because it took courage to come back. Like this was a really big deal. And I wanted people to hear that because, people are like, what are you going to think? Like, there's all these things that we have in our head of like, what are people going to think? Are they going to think that I'm crazy? And, it's not like we need to go back to people that are in other companies. She's not building that way. She is building completely organic. And she has a couple people that, like she said, some friends, but otherwise they've been out doing the things, host to post, talking to people, being consistent. And that's what I said coming into this is we're just going to go and you're going to do the things. And that's what she's really been able to do. And her team's doing it. And, can records be broke even more? Yes. I think 90 days you can go triple. Like I've seen it. People are hungry. And so if that's you on the Zoom, like make a decision. That's really ultimately what Chelsea has done is we know when someone makes a decision, it's like nothing can stop you as long as you decide to put in the work. I love that she said it's networking and not net wishing because we can all wish and want the things, but without the work and without the action, it's not going to come. And she put fear aside. She put everything that was telling her not to do it aside and just dove in. And Chelsea, when you did that kind of eliminates some of that fear. Did that start bringing more confidence into not only yourself, but to your team self? And can you walk them through kind of those feelings that you had? Because I know I can say it, but I know that it's so real for you and people on.
It was very real, and what's funny is I used to always care what people thought about me so much. I used to always be so scared to post something or, just scared of what like one of my friends on Facebook would think or someone that I went to high school with. But guess what? Like, honestly, none of their opinions are paying my bills. And we have to remember, like, people probably think we make like $50 a month or something, and we can't control those type of people, right? You really have to find that person that is, that wants or needs the extra $500. You have to bring them in. They have to trust you. So like if you have someone that says, most people that tell me they don't have the money to join, I know they have the money. Like I didn't have $149. I didn't have the 99 to join and I still bought more product. You know what I mean? You will find, you just have to build that trust with them. And I would do it quicker. I wouldn't do it over a long period of time. But what that kind of looked like for me was, putting my pride aside and realizing like I jumped, I jumped and I left for no good reason. I remember, I told Steph my story and, Joel was like, she made six figures. Why did she leave? And I told Stephanie, I was like, I was just like so new, like into the industry 2 years in and I didn't know what I was doing. And all of a sudden, it was like, we were dreaming and we were, saving and able to, like, I was able to be the yes mom. I'm the breadwinner of the family, all that sort of thing. And I think it took me seeing that to really realize like, pride doesn't matter. None of that, like nothing matters. And I remember my husband came home, and I was watching TV and he's like, are you okay? Because TV is something for me that I do either late night or on the weekends because there is really like no BV in TV. So I've heard that a long time ago too. I just think that income producing activities are very important. I think it's not being so hard on yourself. I think we are our own worst critics. Even this morning, Steph's like, hey, can you talk on the Zoom? I sent her the picture and she's like, I love that picture of you. And I was like, this picture, like really? Like, oh, I don't know if I like it. But it doesn't matter. Like I have to move on from that because all that matters is that I am doing the things. And that's just probably me lacking a little bit of self-development. I think it's okay if we all get insecure at times. But guess what? You have a bunch of shoulders to rub. There's 229 of us on here. Go rub shoulders with someone, but find someone that is going to lift you higher. So a lot of that looked very deep, dark, and ugly for me. And I really don't even know if I want to talk about it because I want to pour into those tonight that want to hear the goods of like, hey, last month, what was it, May 1st through 10th, I didn't sign anyone. And I was so glad Stephanie was out of town because here I am sitting here telling her I earned 6 figures last year, telling her I was double diamond. I was never taught how to go triple, never saw a triple chart. That was never even something that was presented to me until now. And that was a personal problem. That was a me problem too. I should have asked questions. I should have said, hey, I'm ready to level up. I had girls ready to run. So I should have done that. That was a definitely me problem. I think holding yourself accountable is something that's very hard. And then something I've been learning through this is I get to be my own like leader now in whatever way I want to lead. And one of my girls, it was so cute. I had everyone chart on the last day of the month because everyone had hit their promotions. We're all good. I'm like, okay, let's get our charts out for June because it is about consistency. I want people to build off of that momentum. And she had said, like, you're so organized. And I, in my head, I was like, what? Because I am not organized whatsoever. I am very organized in my business. I am money motivated. Okay. I guess I am very organized in my business. I didn't know I was. But I kind of just carry and I keep it very simple because I work a full-time job. I have a 3.5-year-old. I have a husband that needs my attention, family. I have everything pulling me in every which direction to tell me that I can't do this or I'm not going to be good at this. And I put all of that aside. I carry around a little clipboard. All it has on here are 4-in-1 sheets and a couple charts so that I know where I'm going. Okay. And I have my girls' charts on here and that's about it. So for the 4-in-1 sheets, what I was going to say is in June, the 1st to the 10th of last month, I did not enroll a single person. I went to my sideline sister. Okay. I went to a sideline from a long time ago that I know she's going to keep it real and be red with me. She's not going to be a friend to me. She's going to tell me what I need to hear. And I said, hey, I was like, hey, Joe, like, I need your help. I texted her and I voiced her. I said, hey, look, listen, I've never had this happen in all of my career. I have not signed one person. And she goes, okay, well, how many messages are you sending a day? And just that simple little, how many messages are you sending a day, broke it down for me to realize it wasn't enough. And I thought it was enough because I was. So if you feel this way, which you can, it's normal. If you feel like you're getting up enough host to post a day and maybe they're not getting comments, you have to be your own, best advocate and go find the host to posts where they are getting comments. Or if not, you have to pivot a little, maybe try a different app. Maybe again, rub shoulders with someone that's going to tell you the truth. Okay. Because sometimes we need to hear it. I wasn't getting up enough messages, but I thought I was doing the work. The work shows in eSuite. Okay, the work shows with enrollments, the work shows with the BV, the work shows if you're completing the bonuses, the work shows with promotions. And I say that all out of love because I don't want to scare anyone off. Again, if this is your day one and you're like, what is she talking about? Trust me, we've all been there, but whoever you signed up with, you can trust. They will help you. And if not, there's, again, hundreds of people on here that will help you as well.
I love that, you guys. So here's the thing, like, I hope that you heard this and maybe you didn't, so I'll repeat it. Chelsea did not sign anyone from the 1st through the 10th and ended up going like the month before she was paid as Emerald, you guys. And she really was like, I want to do this. So saying all of the things. And so I want you to know she made that decision to look to see what she could do and to do more and to pivot. And so that's what she's trying to get through here is, okay, maybe you're new and you're like, where do I start? Start, get a post up, look in your team pages. What are some leaders doing? And you can even go to Chelsea's page and copy what people are doing in the chats. If you see a leader and you're like, man, that's a good post, don't be afraid to do those things. So the main thing is starting, getting it out, and then don't worry about what you didn't do. I think that could have taken Chelsea out of the game. Like, oh my gosh, nothing's working. What is going on? I haven't signed anyone, and all of those things. So Chelsea, I know that when you said that, I was like, people need to hear that. And here's why, is we have a great system with 4 and a Friend. And if you complete that yourself, that's 150 for 4 customers, a distributor. You do that 3 times and you get a builder bonus of 350. So that's $800. So is there anyone on the Zoom tonight that wants to make $800 this month? Because there's plenty of time to do that. And I know many of you have done it. I know I got a text from Mandy Hetzner tonight, like, I got my builder bonus. So I'm super proud of her. So yes, being consistent. That's what I'm seeing, doing the things. And why I wanted Chelsea to share that and share some of her story is, again, you get to decide after the Zoom if you're going to put in the work. And one of the things that Chelsea's done really well is not only herself, but maybe you have team that are ready to do this with you and they do the same thing. Host to post. So if you don't know that or aren't familiar, make sure that you watch a video, go to the team pages to learn what host to post is. You can probably go on YouTube and even watch it yourself if you don't get an answer right away. But that's one thing that I know that you upped your game. So you heard HAP. So host to post, HAP for short. So Chelsea, when you decided, okay, I'm going to get more up, because that is a numbers game. And you can't go, okay, I've asked 5 people. The goal is to get them up so that their friends see the photo, the post that they're sharing, so that you can grow not only your network, but also getting customers and distributors. So Chelsea, walk us through that moment of like, okay, I'm doing it. I'm going to up it. And you're a mom, you know, he's young, you're a wife, and you work full time, and you decided to get this and to do the builder bonus. And you've already got that, I think, almost twice this month already. So tell us, what was that decision? What did you do?
So all I did is I want to keep this business so simple, because that's really what it is. I think, I was trying to explain it to, one of my girls today, and she's like, I'm not feeling too hot right now. You know how it is, right? And I'm like, yeah, of course I know how it is. Definitely. I'm like, let's go get up 3 to 5 haps and let's celebrate those small wins. So let's get up 5. We'll celebrate those small wins. It's just about getting in to the right network, piggybacking off that. And a lot of it is about your attitude. So like, let's take last month, for example, the 1st through the 10th, I didn't sign anyone. So I was sitting there kind of looking left and right, and that's what you don't want to do. Okay. So I just made a decision, and one of my girls was ahead of me because we carry these little sheets around about our 4-in-1s and finishing our builder bonuses. And she was ahead of me, and I got up 1 half. I made the decision on a Saturday morning. I said, you know what, enough's enough. Like, I need to do this. I want to make 800. I want to do it twice. By, I think, 5 days in, I had the whole sheet filled out. Okay, so that was by the 17th of the month. So I just want to tell you guys now, like, for June, the J months boom. The J months boom for me. I live in California. It is very hot here most of the time. We actually had a very long winter. So I think people are now starting to, wear the dresses and wear the rompers and the less clothing, and they're going to start to feel it. Okay. And I don't know about everyone else, where everyone else is, but no matter what, like, the J months always boom for me and my girls all the way through October. And that's just something I've preached for them forever. I've never understood how the J months aren't the biggest months. I think this is where the most momentum is. If you've been here for a while, you can feel the momentum. I know you can feel the momentum. It is here. This is something like I have not felt before with the orders. So, I had that sheet filled out within 4 or 5 days, and just that by turning on the light switch, making that decision, making sure the light switch is on. And I think something that's very important is you have to think about this. When you wake up in the morning, what is the first thing you do? We all grab our phones, right? You grab it off the charger, you look at your phone. So I think we should get our asks out in the morning, no matter what we do. Full-time, mom of 5, whatever your life is, your asks should be the first thing, right? Then make your coffee and your video. But I just want to keep this super simple. I don't want you to get distracted. Post to post is our money maker. Post to post is the money maker. And just learn to do that. Make that be your niche. And, I think just enjoy it while you're doing it. Even today, like, I have a sick son at home, and my husband had to go into the office, and I had to work, and I still have 8 host to post up, and I've still signed 3 customers today. And that's just because I've had to preach. No, today has been a little rough day for me. Like, Stephanie asked me to do the Zoom this morning. Absolutely. I'll move everything aside. No problem. But I think I had to speak out loud a lot. I had to speak it into the universe today. I get haps up. Everyone posts for me. Whether I'm talking in my dining room to myself, no one knows that. I am being positive though. And I think it's so easy to get negative. you know, when one or five people tell you no, like Stephanie was saying, but those people are not the people you're looking for. So you just have to speak it out there. And, you know, I do want to say there's so many days left of this month. There is so many days. We have them, what, till the 31st or 30th? The 30th. So we still have 14, almost 19 days left of this month. So you could go fill out 2 of these builder sheets. And we're doing it, my girls and I, we're doing it with 12 customers and 3 distributors. And we're doing that because we have we have verbiage and wording that we're signing only 60 BV and higher. Most of them are 100 or 135. And I'll make sure we share that wording in here so we can talk about that. But I do want you guys to know it's 12 and 3. So even if you're like, oh, there's 18 days left and I've never signed more than 15 people in a month, make this your month to do it then. Make June. And then so July, you can sign, or you can fill out 2 builder bonus sheets. Okay, and you can collect $1,600. And guess what? You're organically going to promote that way. You will organically go Ruby or Emerald or re-rank or whatever you're looking to do. This sheet, the company sets us up so well. And that's something I love about it here too, is like you are set up to just organically promote. All of a sudden, you'll have a newbie coming on and just break it down for them. Keep it super simple. The 4 and a friend. Do it again. Do it again. You hear it for a reason.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's always the broken record, right? Like, what do? 4 customers, a distributor. And now what? 4 customers and distributor. And while you're doing that and you're getting the high BV, you guys, not only that, but you're building that 4 and a friend. You did that 3 times. You got a builder bonus of 18 or of $800. Plus you're dang close. If you did it right, you're a Ruby. You just built yourself a Ruby. And so that brings in that monthly income. So everybody always asks this. You guys always ask, what host to post are working? Like I always get this, like every day. It's like one of the things. They all work. We don't know necessarily. We'll let you know which one we're doing, but you know, which one it is going to be for that person. And, you know, sometimes people will post for you multiple times. So their gummies post might take off where somebody else might do a hair, skin, and nails post take off. So I don't want you to be discouraged. You just got to get into the habit. Like she said, host to post. If you want this business to be a moneymaker, anyone can do host to post. You don't need to be, you know, like the #1 earner to do host to post. Like you can be on tonight going, I'm going to be Chelsea. I'm going to make that decision tonight to get a $800 bonus paid out this month. And so one of the things that I love is you're pretty consistent with keeping it the same. I know Laura's been in here kind of dropping it. So guys, I'm going to have her probably start over. They're a little bit, well, you can go through them, but Chelsea, what is it that, you know, I know the one that you sent me, but tell them like, what is the host to post that you would do? Or like when you're doing a giveaway, like how do you start that? And what one are you doing that is having success?
So I just keep it very simple. I have a question for you. It's not asking to buy anything. LOL with the laughing face. Okay, people think that's hilarious, funny, great. My question is, I'm literally in a contest right now. I just need one more person to post for me. Can I send a post your way? People love helping people. Okay, don't forget that. People love helping people. So just 2 simple messages. Sometimes I switch it up a little bit, but yeah, those are my 2 asks. And then I do cleanse or I do a gummy half, either one. I did cleanse, ride or die for 2 months. That's how I went double diamond. So if anyone wants to do that, just do the simple cleanse with the mason jar. And then we have pivoted to gummies a little bit just because I don't know why. I guess I pivoted when I was not feeling, I don't know, something in my mind. But regardless, what we do is we offer, we do 3 messages. Like I said, I like to keep this very simple. So it's, hey, saw your comment on the post about XYZ product. Second message, awesome. This is the info on the product. Real quick, how much weight do you want to lose? If you don't mind me asking, question mark. Laura is sharing this in the chat. And then it's all in order, okay? And then the third message is, we don't do anything. We don't send them pricing, like we don't send them different like pricing options or anything. People want to be in the driver's seat. And I had to have my friend explain this to me because I was like, oh, cringe. Like I'm not doing anything. Like I live off of upsells. Now you upsell them when you have their information after you have what they've chosen and you have whatever they've chosen in the cart. So when I say what they've chosen, this is going to be very new to people. And trust me, I was like, I am not doing this. I want nothing to do with that. But when you put people in the driver's seat, it's like she was telling me, she's like, I've been in the dental industry for 20 years in sales, and someone needed a crown on their tooth. This is a very weird analogy, but it worked for my mind. Someone needed a crown on their tooth, and we offered them the crown or the couple crowns they needed or whatever it was. And then we offered them the whole kit and caboodle for $10,000 to fix their whole entire mouth. Well, most of the time they picked the whole kit and caboodle, whether or not they could afford it or not. So all we're doing is we're doing the same thing with weight loss. We're going, hey, this is the price of the gummies, option 1. Option 2 is gummies and our thermovitamin. Option 3 is the 14 Easy, okay, for $139. Everyone goes, option 3, option 3. I met 2 people today. Within 5 minutes, I have their credit card. They're ordering option 2 was the first one, and option 3 was the second one. Okay, so all of my orders are pretty. They're 170, 107, 50, 50, 135, 107, 105. I'm just reading off my sheet here. But, you know, we're all signing 14 Easies. And that's why I say it's 12 and 3. That's how simple we have to keep it. It should be 12 customers at 300. There's no need to get any more, especially if you're offering these options. So I taught it to a couple of sidelines as well. I was sharing with them. And all of a sudden they're like, 14 Easy PM, 14 Easy PM, and it just worked. Like it just, there's something about it. They trust you more. You're not saying, oh, the gummies are 45, and then they give you their info, and then you're saying, oh, but also, did you want to add this? And then they're like, not really. Well, then did you want to add this? And they're like, sure, I guess. But people don't like being sold to like that. I feel like whatever works for you. I'm not saying change anything you're doing if it's working, but if you're trying to up the BB, try it. Okay. I really think I remember like Stephanie on Messenger was like, hey, you need to teach me how you're signing all these 14 Easies. And I was like, okay, let me just show you this little option thing that I was so against, but I kind of shot myself in the foot by not just trying it, and try it with everyone. So it's just, saw your comment, would you like more info? Second message, info about product. Third message, 1, 2, 3, there's options. You put them in the driver's seat, they get to pick what they want. I see so many hungry eyes on here. I'm so excited. Like, I really think, like, I was like, what? And at first I was like knocking it. I was like, I'm not, no, no, no. And then I tried it, and all of a sudden I was just this 14 Easy, like, that's all I signed was 14 Easies. And we're in that time of year now where it's like, people want the whole kit and caboodle. That 139 is the sweet spot. That 139 is the sweet spot. And then when we're at checkout, we get to leisurely send them a quick little gummy upsell. Okay. So then you're looking at 137 BV or whatever it is off the top of my head, but you're filling a box with four orders.
You guys, seriously, the giving the 3 options, it's almost like the kit. When the kits came out with the 99, 149, and 249, that was genius because they're all, the price point and all of them are so good, but that 249, you get so many products, and just letting them have the option. So knowing that, like she said, instead of, we're still going to do an upsell after the 1, 2, or 3, but it is literally amazing on how simple this process really is on just copy and pasting that. Like you can have your 1, 2, and 3 and copy and paste those options. And I'm not kidding. Like I was like, okay, why haven't I done this one before? The same thing. So just giving the options and not forgetting to, if somebody is going to pick the number 3 option, if they're going to spend that kind of money, don't forget to offer them the business opportunity too. I know she's always going to offer the business opportunity, but if they're willing to spend that, then they have the money to do the business and then add on some products or pick one of the bigger kits. So I freaking love that. I know I see people, they're like into the computer. You guys, drop it too. Is this helpful? Are you excited to try this new 1, 2, 3? Like I was like, okay, let's see how this rolls. And we want you to have, we want you to get the work out there, but not only that, but having your work even more for you. So if you can now get 12 customers and they're over 100 BV, you're building rubies left and right. So what does that also mean? You're going to get a bonus for helping someone go ruby. You're also going to get a bonus on top of that. So there's a lot of money on the table for you guys. Like Chelsea did a really good job she's like, I don't want to be too red. Reds are very driven, money hungry, leadership. They don't take any, they blinders on. They're going to do what they need to do. And I was like, bring that. because that's what we want you guys here for. You know, we love you all, but you're in this for business too. And we want you to have the most success that you can have. And Chelsea is so willing to share that. And I'm so grateful for her because you know what? There's plenty of fish in the sea and there's all of it out there. If you decide, that's the big question. If you decide to put in the work and not, you know, like she said, going back to it's not wishing, it's not working. You know, we get paid by getting those customers and distributors in, and I'm confident, and so is Chelsea. We are very confident in that message that you guys are going to be knocking out of the park. And again, it's finding those pockets of people. So don't be discouraged because we all go through times where we're like, man, I haven't really got a whole lot up. Don't stop because that next one, like she had a post blow up and it was like fire from that point on. So that is the key of still doing your story, still continuing to work, because when you do have posts blow up and they're following you on your page, they may go see what you're all about. So making sure that your page is still looking good, all the things, and you can go stalk Chelsea and she's always looking like she's having fun. And I was jealous. I was like, I don't know what beach that is, but I'm coming. So I told her I'd be right there. But, you know, have fun with that. Like you can do the reels, you can do the asks if that's what you want to do. You can do the marketing, you know, to get that people to you. But one of the things that I love about this is that host to post literally can be for anyone. It can be for a brand new person that doesn't even know what they're like, what is a host to post? If that's you tonight, you can learn that tonight and actually have success with that. So I love that. Hopefully you all got the messages. It was Laura posting those in the comment. Chelsea, do you have any last minute, like, you know, tips on that? I think it's pretty much point blank, like what we do.
Yeah, I just want to say again, I saw the hungry eyes and I see a lot of people in the chat asking for the scripts. Don't panic. I used to be that person like, where's that script? You're going to find it. Okay. Laura shared it. Stephanie will set you up. Go to your leader. Everyone breathe. Let's just go get a post to post. But I do think let's light up. Let's light up June. Let's light up July. Let's earn those builder bonuses. Okay. I believe in you guys. Borrow my confidence if you need to. I don't feel it every day, but preach out loud in the dining room if you have to.
Yeah, I love that, you guys. Here's the thing that I want you to know is why her story was really important for me too at the beginning was you can't do host to post and get the customers like we can in any other industry or any other company. Like we build this business on customers. People want our product. So don't ever think that they don't, because people are continually wanting our product. It's affordable and they have options to become a member or pay the $20 membership fee, like waive it or do it. So continually, you guys, $1 billion brand, innovative products that are affordable that people want. Now you have that simple system to go do the work, give them the options and watch what happens. Your goal tonight, if you haven't, is to get that builder bonus. If you haven't gotten one, I believe that you can do that. If you've gotten one, how many sheets can you print off? How many times can you get the builder bonus and start helping those people go Ruby? So I know that you guys are thrilled. Chelsea, I love you. Again, that courage that you took just to reach out. I think if anything too, you guys, if you have somebody on your mind, take that courage. And we said that last week, to reach out to them and offer them the opportunity. That's our job. Just offer it. And if you did, that's fine. Don't worry. Just continue to do the work and watch what happens if you've made that decision. So I appreciate you. There's like, we know we talk about this like goals of, you know, where you're going and what God has in plan for you. This was no accident. I know that there's people that needed to hear that, how good we have it at It Works. And I'm grateful that you shared real and raw, and then making that decision to get in here and just being straight with us and being like, here's the work. This is what we do. Keep it simple, you guys. Don't overthink it. Don't compare yourself. Just get in and get your work done, and you can do this on your time. So I appreciate you. I can't wait to celebrate you and the girls in person. I know everybody's like, I feel like so many of you, like I need to celebrate. Like I said, Mandy, I'm super proud of you. Katie Page, I see you. You guys are right on my front screen. So better be all smiling because June is pure fire. So we're going to leave tonight on fire, going to do the work, and we will see you again next week, Monday. And I can't wait to hear how many of you got the builder bonus just this week. So have a good night, guys. We'll see ya.